Welcome to Fit and Bold, where we promote healthy lifestyles. I'm your host, Lakita Goins. The holidays are almost over and it's time to make your New Year's resolutions. Today we're going to talk about how to be the healthiest you throughout the new year. We're going to focus on how to set realistic health goals and how to stick to your New Year's resolution. We have Dr. Rhonda Maddox, the Medical Director at United Family Services Incorporated, here with us today. How are you today, Doctor?
Well, thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's talk first about recognizing the need for change and moving out of being complacent.
Yes, if you think about, the things that you're always moaning to your friends about, that can give you an idea of the kinds of things that you want to change. For instance, if you're always saying, well, I need to lose weight or I'm going to quit smoking, that gives you a clue as to what you should focus on for your New Year's resolutions.
Okay, so now let's move to how to set a realistic resolution, because we know we can set some, but we need to set some that are realistic that we can stick to.
Yes, and not necessarily, for me, I try not to call them resolutions because, just over the course of time, my resolution I break in the first day, January 1.
Right.
And so what I try to do is to actually make kind of healthy lifestyle goals.
Okay.
And I like to not start it on January 1, but to start in November or December. So I kind of given myself a running start.
Right.
And by that, if it's a resolution you think about, this is something that you put in your mind, but you haven't written it out. So if you map it out and say, for the new year, I want to lose weight. Well, that's not necessarily a great New Year's resolution. But if you say, for the year, I'd like to lose 54 pounds.
Right.
And then you break it down into, I want to lose 2 pounds a week. I can lose 2 pounds a week, but if I say I want to lose 54 pounds,
it's big.
That seems overwhelming. So really breaking down your New Year's resolutions into, bite-sized, bits that you can be successful at is the key.
Well, I'm glad you brought up weight loss because, and I know many people who do it, but let's talk about the fad diets.
Yes.
Because you do tend to lose weight fast.
You do.
But talk about the fad diets.
Well, I try to avoid the fad diets because what they do many times is they give you some quick results, but they're not results that can be sustained over time. If you have deprived yourself of all of those carbs for 2 weeks and you lost those wonderful 20 pounds and your friends are making a big deal about it, but at the end of that 2 weeks, guess what? You feel deprived. So what are you doing but eating every carb in sight? So really making some healthy lifestyle modifications and just starting really simple. Rather than, eating or drinking sodas after every meal, now you drink some decaf, or now you drink some diet soda, or now you drink water. Getting 8 glasses of water a day is great.
Right. It makes a huge difference.
Absolutely.
And you see it when you talk about almost any kind of health issue.
Right.
Drink water.
And for me, I like to, if you start with what you're not going to do, it's more difficult to do it. And so many times I will say, rather than I'm not going to eat any sweets, I'll say I'm going to eat more fruit and vegetables. And so as you're eating more fruit and vegetables, guess what's going out of the way? The hot tamales, the jujubes, those kinds of things. So really focusing on what you're going to do that's enjoyable to you. If you're depriving yourself, it's just not going to be sustainable.
Right. So you talked a little while ago about setting the realistic weight loss goals, and you talked about breaking it down so that it makes more sense, 2 pounds a week. So sometimes people still, even when they break it down to the smaller goal, they're still like 15 pounds a week.
Right.
Can you talk about choosing a realistic weight loss goal as far as your body type?
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, if you take the focus off of losing weight and you put the focus more on something healthy, for instance, I am going to walk every time I feel very stressed. Well, if you have a stressful environment, before you know it, you will have walked a pound or two away. But you will, I remember doing this. saying whenever I get stressed, I'm going to go walking. And I live in this beautiful old neighborhood, and so I would say I'm going to walk for 5 minutes. Well, then I'd walk for 30 minutes because it was so beautiful. So if you take the focus off of, I have to exercise, and you put the focus on, oh, you know what, I'm going to join this dance group, or I'm going to join this, this activity. And so you enjoy the movement, you set up a lifestyle of being active, I'm going to eat healthier, you enjoy it a little bit more. But saying, you know, oh, I haven't lost these 15 pounds, when you put the focus on just the result and not the journey, it's much more difficult.
So I had an audience request for the next question, and it was someone wanting to know, they wanted to stop smoking.
Okay.
So they want to know how to do it. Is it best to go cold turkey? Is it best to taper it off? Do you have any views on this subject?
Well, I'll tell you, it really is probably dependent on the person. If I said, I'm going to stop smoking in 3 months, what that would mean is for the next 3 months, I'm going to smoke 2 packs a day instead of 1. And so, you know, if you are that kind of person, then it's best to just say, in 1 week, I'm going to stop cold turkey. But what you've done, but in that week, you had an appointment with your doctor, you've received some nicotine gum, you're getting on the nicotine patch. Right. You stop hanging out with your smoking buddies. Don't go to the bars because that's where you smoke. Or, you know, after dinner, replace the habit of smoking right after dinner with, you know, maybe having, taking a walk or joining your friends. But you're going to have to, first of all, change the friends, because there are a group of friends that you always smoke with.
Right.
And you may even have to change some of the places that you go, because at the bar, while all the smoke is going, guess
tempted.
What?
Yeah, you're tempted. So that brings us into our last part, enforcing the goals that have been set. So you mentioned to me about losing weight, say, and you want to eat healthy, you want to get away from fast food. But say I'm addicted to fast food.
Yes.
And I drive past certain places. You have some interesting.
Absolutely. You may want to change the route that you take to work every day. If you always stop at Sonic's and get a big gulp or whatever they call it, then as you're on your way home, every time you see that Sonic's, it's going to be difficult for you. So you may want to change the route. If you have some friends who are always saying, hey, let's go out to dinner, you know, after this, then what you may want to do is to say, hey, let's go for a walk, or hey, you know, let's go do Zumba, or let's go do yoga. But you're going to have to change the activities that you do that are enjoyable. And if your friends are not supportive after you told them, I'm going to lose this weight, then you may need to just kind of avoid them. I have a friend who's is doing weight loss now. She does not go out to lunch with us after church anymore. Right. Because we are gobbing down and she's having a salad, and that is not desirable.
Right. So it's true, audience. You have to cater it to what you know you can tolerate. You have to first be honest with yourself and say, I know that I can't resist it if I do this, and then change your routine from there. So you also mentioned commercials. What do commercials do to us?
Oh my gosh, just hearing the word Krispy Kreme donuts makes me want to have Krispy Kreme donuts. So you know, if I see that image on TV, it's going to be a problem. So do the Debo or whatever it is they're calling it, and fast forward through those commercials.
Okay.
Flip the channels during commercials, because before you know it, you'll see a Popeyes commercial and you'll be like, I think I want some Popeyes.
And you do it. You have a craving. You don't even realize you have it.
Absolutely.
Talk about the negative effects, the effects from negativity and stress, because a lot of people stress eat and smoke and drink.
Absolutely. As a psychiatrist, one of the things that I will have my patients do is to keep a mood journal or an eating journal, to where they write down what they were just thinking before they reach for that Snickers bar. Okay. And many times you can see that there is, you know, they're thinking about the ex-husband, or they're thinking about this right before they eat. And so then we replace whatever it is that you were thinking and what you're about to do with something else. Okay. For instance, if you normally eat the whole, the whole gallon of ice cream, maybe you want to go and watch some comedy, or call a friend that's very uplifting and encouraging. You need to sort out who your friends are, that when you get off the phone with them, you're depressed and you want to reach for some food, versus when you get off the phone with them, you feel great about yourself.
All right. So thank you for talking to us today about how to be better people and ourselves for the holidays. And audience, I want you to stay tuned because when we come back, we're going to have some healthy recipes to get us back on track in case we did eat a little too much, like I know I probably have for the holidays. So stay tuned.
Lead paint poisoning affects 1 million children today. If you're pregnant or have young children and your home was built before 1978, you could be at risk. Learn how to protect your family. To find your home's danger zones, the health effects, or just to find help, log on to leadfreekids.org.
There's a crisis in the Horn of Africa. Actually, there are 3 crises. The worst drought in 60 years, the worst famine in 20, and nonstop violence. But there's hope, because saving lives doesn't take a lot. It just takes a lot of us. Text a donation of $10 and do more than donate. Forward the facts to everyone you know. Forward from the site, on Facebook, and on Twitter. We are the relief.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education.
Right up here.
So every year, I take promising high schoolers on a college tour
Lights there, darks there.
to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
Hey.
Ready to go?
Yeah, but the fire's not out.
Close enough.
Close enough? If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. I mean, the next thing you know, you've torched our whole neighborhood.
Which is why we're not going anywhere.
Exactly. 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Fit and Bold. Today we've been rejuvenating our goals after the holidays. We have to get back to eating healthy because some of us, like me, probably splurged a little on our holiday diets. But that's okay because we have UAPB head chef, Mr. Kokima Johnson for Thompson Hospitality. He's here to get us back on track with our diets. How are you today, Chef?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
I'm doing great. What's our Fit and Bold healthy recipe pick?
Well, what I did today was I picked a chicken wrap. And the chicken can be substituted for turkey. So if you have turkey left over and you want to find something to do with it, you can actually use it in this recipe as well.
All right, so our audience may not have to go out and buy anything new. So what's our ingredient list?
Our ingredients is 4 ounces of chicken. Like I said, you can substitute that for turkey. We also have a 12-inch flour tortilla. You can get it enhanced with spinach, tomato, or anything, or just plain. Juice from 1 lemon. A quarter of a red bell pepper. Tomatoes.
All right.
And fresh cilantro, and a little bit of romaine lettuce.
All right, now that sounds like a pretty simple ingredient list. So what do we do with this food?
All right, you want to take your chicken and grill it. Just plain, no seasoning on it. If you want to add a little salt and pepper, that's fine, but not too much salt.
Okay.
Grill it till it's done. Take it, chop it up in slices. Take your tortilla, heat it up just to make it a little pliable so it doesn't tear on you.
Okay.
You can heat it in the microwave for about 10 seconds and that'll be fine.
Okay.
Place the chicken inside. Take your little bit of romaine lettuce, about a half a cup, chopped up, put inside. About a half of a medium-sized tomato sliced inside. The red bell pepper, slice those, put inside. Now instead of putting mayo, sour cream, or something like that, we're gonna enhance it with flavor enhancers like cilantro. We're gonna take cilantro and put inside. We're gonna take just a squeeze of the lemon juice and go across it as well, just to moisten it up some.
All right, I'm glad you said that because lately we've been talking about using more natural flavor enhancers to substitute for salt and all the stuff we do find in different spreads.
Yes, you do.
All right, so once we wrap this up, we're ready to eat.
You're ready to eat.
And I have a question about if we reuse the turkey. do you need to, can you just pop that in the microwave to reheat it, or can you re-cook it?
Well, you can actually use it cold.
Okay.
But if you want to heat it up, most people don't have thermometers at the house, but the rule of thumb is when you're reheating something, you want to bring it up to 165 degrees. That'll make sure any bacteria that was left behind or just by it sitting out is taken care of.
Okay.
But so you want to make sure it's really hot when you cook it, when you reheat it in the microwave. Most of the time, the microwave will bring it up to the temp that it needs to be.
All right. So that was my next question. I'm just going to grab one and bite because I'm going to take it with me anyway. I'm going to give the thumbs up because my mouth is full. This is a really good holiday recipe. Can you talk to our audience about other ways? Like, this is also something good that you can prepare. It's thick, so you can eat half now, you can save half for later. And we talked about earlier reprogramming yourself. So if you like fast food, reroute yourself and go another way where you don't pass the fast food place that you're addicted to. So talk to us a little about preparing meals in advance and how helpful that is in making better food, you said.
When you're cooking at home, most of the time you can control everything that goes into your meal. Prepare 2 dishes at once.
Okay.
Make your meal for the next day. Whether it's a sandwich, whether it's a wrap, or whether it's a soup that you can pop in the microwave at work, go ahead and think ahead. I'm gonna make this. This is what's gonna be my lunch, or this is what's gonna be my dinner. You think ahead. The most important thing is when you're trying to get back after your holiday meals, you want to say, well, I'll start on the new year, or I'll start at the next, whenever it's break. You have to set a firm date.
Right.
The best thing to do is start that day.
That's
Commit
right.
yourself, because it'll always be something that comes up. Well, it's a wedding coming up, and I'm going to go there, and I'm going to pick out one more time.
Right, or I'm going on vacation, I'm finna lose my mind, eat a lot.
So those things are always going to exist. So you should always set a firm date and just rethink the way you're going to eat. There's a lot of great food ideas out there that you can do that are healthy options for you. But the main thing you should always do is look to reduce your sodium, look to reduce your sugar, and most of your items that you have that you're eating now will be more healthier for you and do your body a lot better.
All right, words to live by. You've heard it, audience. You've heard it from our doctor. You've heard it from our chef. So next, you're going to hear when we exercise. So stay tuned.
See where the good goes at goodgoes.org.
Welcome back to Fit and Bold. Today we've been talking about New Year's rejuvenation. We've been talking about setting some healthy goals and realistic goals and sticking to them. So I have Mr. Jonathan Daniel. He's an employee at the UAPB Printing Services, and he's also very into physical fitness and staying healthy. How are you today, Mr. Daniel?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing great. So tell us what you're going to have us do today.
Well, today we're going to focus on, one of the things that many people do around Thanksgiving and Christmas is they overeat.
I know I did.
And if they have a workout regimen that they're in, they have a tendency to get off of that, or they have a tendency to feel like since they pigged out so much that it's hard to get back on that. So we're going to focus on getting back on track and staying on track.
All right, thank you. So audience, you hear that? It's not too late to get back on track. If it's not too late for me, it's not too late for you. So let's get ready to exercise. All right, so show us what we're going to be doing first.
Okay, well, the first thing we're going to do, it doesn't require any weights or any equipment.
Okay.
You can just stand in one place and do it, and it's just pretty much just body weight squats.
Okay, so give me a demo, and then I'm going to jump right in.
You put your feet like shoulder width apart. Just put your hands out, and when you squat, stick your back out.
Oh gosh.
Hands out. And you come up. Put your hands down.
Okay.
And then down. Put your hands up.
How far down do you have to squat?
Pretty much to where your thighs are horizontal.
Okay, mine shake.
All right. We'll do that about 10 times.
Okay, so can we go through it a couple more times?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do about 10 of them.
Okay.
Moderate.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now I don't know if your bones are supposed to crack with each movement like mine did.
Well, it's a good exercise. It really, you can feel it in your legs after a few times. I don't recommend it if you're a few knee surgeries in.
Okay.
But it's really a good thing for someone who's in moderate to good health.
All right, thank you. Okay, so show us what you have for us next.
Okay, this exercise really doesn't have a name. It's just something that I do in my free time, in the office or at home. It's just basically, I just put my feet.
You have a resistance band.
These are resistance bands.
Okay.
They're pretty sturdy. They're not going to go anywhere. You don't have to worry about them flying apart or whatever.
Okay.
They're really strong. But what I do is I just take them, step on them like that, and I just do like this. And when I bring this hand forward, I cross over my chest. At the same time, I take this hand around the back.
Okay.
And I twist my core as I do that.
Okay.
And normally, I'm listening to music, so I lose count. So I may do this several times.
Okay.
But it'll be effective if you do just about 20 or 30 of these.
Okay. Well, let me give it a try.
All right.
So I'm just standing.
Yeah, stand on there.
I think I'm already doing it wrong. And then I go this way.
Yeah.
Am I twisting enough?
Push your core. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Oh, I feel it. When you do it right, audience, you know. And it feels kind of odd, but I can tell that I'm working probably some muscles that don't know they're muscles.
And of course, you can pick up the speed depending on the tempo of your music, and you can really get into it.
Okay. All right, well, that's a good workout, and it's easy. So show us what we're gonna do for our last exercise.
Okay, well, what this is, you're gonna look at it and you're gonna say, that's jumping. Well, that's exactly what it is. It's just jumping. It's not like jumping rope, but it's like jumping and really putting something into it. And what we're gonna do is when we jump, we're gonna bring our knees up as close as we can to our chest, and then we're gonna come back down.
Okay.
So it's gonna look like this.
Okay, let me see it one more time.
All right.
Okay. All right, I'm ready. How many are we gonna do?
Snap your stomach and your chest with your thighs. Come down time enough that you don't fall.
Audience, this is why we say do what you can, because my thighs don't come anywhere near my chest. Okay.
We're gonna do about 10 of these.
Oh, can we do 5?
Okay, let's do 5.
All right.
All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Well, it was fun. So if you keep doing it, I can definitely tell it's good exercise because I think I'm winded already.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
That was a wonderful workout, and I thank Mr. Daniel for showing us some new things to do to stay motivated. And that is our next reason in our top 10 reasons why we don't exercise. Well, I'm not motivated and I can't stay focused on my workout. Well, first you need to learn why you should exercise. If you learn why, then maybe you get more motivated. You can also give yourself small rewards as long as it's not French fries. Also, you can start small. Start working out in 10 to 15-minute increments, and as you get used to it, you can work your way up to more time exercising. If you have any questions, feedback, topics you would like to hear, you can email us at fitandbold@uapb.edu. Don't wait to jump into your exercise routine. Get healthy now. Be motivated. It's a lifestyle journey, and the best time is now. So remember, get fit and be bold.